Hello everyone, it's the Konami Code, and today we're doing a quick tutorial on Crysis 2. So, Crysis 2 demo multiplayer PC. Got that? That's what we're doing right now. Not the beta leak, and not console, and not that stuff. So, Crysis 2 on the PC, the demo came out. It's a little bit disappointing because it's kind of just an Xbox 360 port, and you can tell how much of a toll Pirates have done to developers when they have to make games like that, and it's sad. But the game still is pretty fun, and it looks fantastic. So there's a lot of things that we want to do to this demo to make it a bit more playable, because right now it just feels like a clunky Xbox port. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something called editing parameters. So it's really simple. I'm not trying to scare you with that stuff, but you're gonna change the parameters of a file so that the game starts up with some extra hidden goodies. And it's not really hidden, they're not really goodies, but you're gonna see. So what you want to do is you need two things when you do this tutorial. When you follow this, you're gonna need a brain, and you're gonna need Crysis 2, the demo, the multiplayer demo. So you're gonna go to Computer, C drive, Program Files. Then you're gonna go to Electronic Arts, then Crytek, wherever you installed it. You may have installed it somewhere different. Open up bin 32, and then you're gonna go down to the Crysis 2 demo. Now you'll notice that there are three exe files. There's FXC, Crysis 2 launcher, and Crysis 2 demo. Do not get these confused. Only one of them will work with this tutorial. You can only edit the parameters of the Crysis 2 demo, not the Crysis 2 launcher. The launcher will not work. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click on Crysis 2, the demo file. You're gonna go to create shortcut. Some people will say, would you like to put this on the desktop instead? Go ahead and click yes. Otherwise you can put the file wherever you want. So I already have one right here, but that's okay. We're going to get rid of that. What we're going to do is we're going to take this shortcut. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it Crysis Call of Duty, because that's what it is. Then I'm going to right click and then hit Properties. Then you're going to have this little window right here. There are two areas that you want to make sure you don't get confused. Start in and target. Start in just tells the file where to find this file, so where to go. So you want to go. It'll tell you that you have to go into bin 32 of all those places, and this is right here. You don't want to touch this area. Don't mess around with that. Go to target instead. Target says go to this file, and it says crysis2demo.exe, and this is where you can add parameters. So after the quotation mark is where you're going to add the parameters. I'm going to say that again. After crysis2demo.exe quotation mark is where you're going to add the parameters after that. So don't put it anywhere else, or you just get this whole thing screwed up. So the parameters I have, I'm going to put in the description, but right here is what we're going to be using. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and I'm going to open it up again and just show you what they are. So what you need to know is that the first command changes the field of view. So if you've ever used ProMod, or you've seen people like playing ProMod or another PC game where the field of view is much different, it's when the player's like weapon and their arms are farther away from them, and the world sort of looks kind of like a fisheye lens, kind of like that. So that's the first command. The second command also starts with a space. Everything is separated with a space, so make sure you have these spaces here. The second command is draw near FOV. Don't worry about that. That just makes sure that the FOV also works. Right here, we have the command power sprint target FOV, which means the field of view will not screw up when you're running. The next command is motion blur, and that is the most important command because a lot of people are doing this just for motion blur. So if you just want to turn off motion blur, you're fine with everything else. Just edit that. So motion blur to 0. And then skip intro. Skip intro, you can put that to 1, which means yes. 1 is yes, 0 is no. So skip intro will skip everything and go straight to the login screen. That's pretty useful. And then this right here is crouch toggle. Now, crouch toggle and zoom toggle. Basically, the game defaults like this. Because it's an Xbox port, it kind of plays like a console game. On a console game, you hold down your aim button to aim. You don't usually just press it and then you're aiming. Unless it's like Killzone, but that's different, right? So on this sort of game, you hold it down and it will aim. And when you crouch, you click it once and you're crouched. We want the opposite of that because PC games tend to be the opposite. So crouch toggle, we want to 0, which means that there is no toggle. Toggle is on or off. There's no in between, right? So we want that to 0, which means we have to hold down crouch to crouch. You You don't need these. These are just things that you can put if you want them to be like other games. And zoom toggle. Zoom toggle we're gonna change to 1. So just change it like that because we want it so that or I want it so that when I right click and I'm going into iron sight mode, I don't have to press it or hold it down to aim down my sight. So once you do that, you're just gonna hit Control A or whatever. I'm just gonna do that. You guys are just gonna copy it from the description, and we're gonna copy it, and sure, we'll save it because I added the zoom. Now right here, be very careful when you paste it. Make sure you go back because you may have put in a space in there, and go to where it says where it has the quotation mark. Make sure there's a space between the quotation mark and the next command. There has to be that space there, otherwise it won't work. So then hit apply, okay, and that's it. When you start the game and you go into a game, you'll notice the difference very clearly with the FOV. Also, if you feel like the FOV is too much and you want to change it, which I actually do, I don't like it being on 90, pardon me, I'm just messing around. Right here, you can change it to like 80 or so. That's like pretty good. Still nice and high, but it's good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. If you think that I stole this and all this stuff is not my findings, it's not. It's from the Crysis forums. I just thought I'd put it into video form so it's a bit more clear on how to do this sort of thing. So if you want to find more of these commands and that sort of thing, you can go to In Crysis, or you can go to the Steam forums for Crysis. They got lots of stuff there. So if you found this to be any help at all, feel free to show up hitting like or whatever. I'm not too worried about that. Just yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, guys, and take care.